The Democrats have set a March 18th deadline for passing the health care bill. Do you see that as being realistic, and what's wrong with this health care bill, in your opinion?
Well, first, they don't ask us, as the minority party, whether it's realistic or not. That will be the same type of determination they've had to make from the beginning of the debate, which is, can they even find the center of the Democratic Party, let alone the center of the American country on the issue of health care. What's wrong with the difference, what's the difference between the two parties on health care is quite simple. They want a government-run, bureaucrat-dictated health care system, and we want a free market-based, patient-centered wellness approach to health care. That's a principled divide that can't be bridged simply by taking a few ideas from either side and sprinkling it. The administration and the Democratic Party has to join with the rest of the country in scrapping the bill that they have and going towards the principled position that we have about a free market-based, patient-centered wellness approach. If not, then they're going to continue to try to have trouble in their own party finding the votes for something that the American public doesn't want. And secondly, if you think about just the sheer law of supply and demand, what the Democrats are arguing is that somehow they can control the supply of health care, they can increase the demand and reduce costs at the same time, which is not what the law of supply and demand will tell you will happen. That's why the free market-based, consumer-driven, patient-centered approach will work. If you free up the supply of health care to expand, if you allow competition and patients to be consumers of their health care to relieve inefficiencies and costs in the system through their own choice rather than that by a bureaucrat, not only will you reduce the costs, you will also increase the access to people so that they can get into the health care system.
You've talked about the size of government and the bureaucracy that's growing. What do you think we should be doing as a country to kind of go back to a smaller government principle?
Well, more limited government, you're going to need to do, the first thing we have to do is reject any increase in the debt ceiling, because that in effect would force Congress to start making difficult decisions like everybody else in America's had to make with their family budgets in this very difficult economic time. Secondly, I think that there's no way around it. You have to have a constitutional balanced budget for this country. I think you're also going to need a legislative line item veto to help get rid of wasteful earmarks that are in bills. I think you should also potentially go through, and I have a bill to do it, that says the federal budget can't grow faster than a family budget. These are the types of common sense approaches that I think have to be taken, and we've seen absolutely the opposite from the Democratic majority, which continues to think that you don't have money unless they let you keep it.